Alright guys, hope you guys had a good new year and everything. I was going to show you this one more time because I thought this was something that might be important to somebody. Now I've got this, I got this done, it's polished out, and I don't know, this is out in the sun. Let me spin this around a little bit. Yeah, there's no swirls. Okay, that's what I'm getting at on this, because I was having problems with swirls and all that kind of stuff. Man, it's cold as hell out here. The bottom dropped out. This is just a regular DA, and so what I did is I got a regular pad, like a hook and loop pad for it, and it fits these pads perfect. And so this thing is dual action, so it doesn't put the swirls in it. It's a says a standard orbital. Most people have these. Well, I thought I was going to have to go buy a special, setup. Well, I got to thinking, well, hell, why not just try it? What can it hurt? So went ahead and did that, and man, it worked perfect. So if you guys got one of those, man, I'd use it instead of going and paying, $200 or $300 or however much they cost. Yeah, because I just finished polishing this. It had a little bit of this and that in there, some little dirt nibs and stuff. And if you can see it, there's no swirls. So real happy with that. Like I said, I wasn't going to pull you back for this car anymore, but I thought I'd show you that real quick. And let me turn this down or off.
Over 10 years ago,
all right, so anyway, yeah, I got to put the door back on this and the trunk, and I'm done. The rest of this is done inside. That door's on. So, I got to polish these little two pieces here, but that's no big deal. I'll polish these up. And anyway, so that was a little heads up for you guys. And thought I'd let you in on that. Alright guys, I said I wasn't going to show this car again, but this is it finished. I say finished. I'm going to not repaint, but reclear that. I'm going to scuff that down 1,000 grit and reclear it. It just got too much trash in it, and it'd just be easy for me to block the whole thing down with 1,000 grit is to try to nib each one of those little things out of there and then try to buff that. That's just not going to happen. So I'm going to try to lay it down like I did that over there. I'm just going to take a little more time and stay out of that corner this time, because that corner seems to pick up a lot of trash. So I'll pull it out here more in the center, wet the floor down, and actually spray it like I did the rest of the car. I think that'll turn out better, and I won't have to use much clear, so it's not, it won't be like a big, cost or anything. Probably another $10-15 to repaint that. Got everything on, trunk on. I put the seal in there. You can see it's kind of sticking up just ever so slightly, which I think is fine, because once the sun hits that and it settles and all that, it'll actually settle down to where it needs to be. Like I said, it's not almost not even noticeable, but just ever so slightly a little proud. And so yeah, he had me shave these locks, so it's kind of a pain to get inside this, and I'll show you how I do it. I got this little key here, and I come in through the tail light. Well, he's going to put remote locks to where he can pop it. But yeah, I got to stick my arm through this hole and then come back in here and find the little slot, and then do it that way. So I'd already pre-cut this when I was fitting this trunk up and everything. I pre-cut this, fitted the trunk with this prior. I tried to assemble this whole car prior to doing, and if you go back to my videos, you'll see what I did and all that. And I worked this trunk, if you guys remember, with 2x4s to get this lined up, because these would drop a little bit lower and stuff like that. So I worked all this to sculpture that up to get everything lined up, and so it all hopefully flows together. And again, like I said, I put this in there just to make sure what I had. And there's also two kinds of these. Another thing I want to say on that. This one here, I can't remember if it's soft seal or if that's the soft seal, but I bought two of these. And one of these is really hard, and they're both nice, but this one here has these little hole deals, and so this would actually hold that up higher than I would want. So I bought two of them so I could go back and forth, because I'd looked at some videos and guys were talking about it. And so this one's the soft one, and it holds it up just enough where I like it. If I was to put that one on there, it would hold it up too far. So if you've got a problem where your trunk is too low, you could actually probably buy that one there, and it would hold it up like you want it. So something to think about there. I'm kind of trying to go back over some of the high spots on this car that I had done, and because I know I got a lot of new subscribers that may not have, you probably don't want to go back and watch 200 and 300 videos, whatever I posted now. But yeah, so that's that. I got this to where it'll shut nicely, just like that. You can see the gap is nice and even across there, and I've got these gaps gapped up like I like them. It might be able to go that way just a tad more, but I'm splitting hairs. This has all got to be pulled apart again when it's going to be painted anyway, or yeah, it does. So doors on, gaps lined up. And I don't know if you can see, there's already dust. Just the dust falling from, is already dropping on this stuff. It's just, black is so hard to keep clean. Just the dust floating around in the air. You guys have already seen all this. That's done. I mean, there's not much I haven't touched on this car, literally. All the panels, patch panels down in the rockers, added metal to the fenders to get the front gaps right, split these here to get those gaps right, which I could have put rod down the inside of the door, would have been easier. I chose to go that route. If I had to do over again, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably go ahead and stick with doing this here. I had split these, if you remember, all the way down and moved that in to make those gaps even. I split this panel to get these gaps and then welded and worked in this to get it nice, to get them nice on each side and even. What else? Patch panel up here was rusted out. You may remember that. Extensively worked the doors, metal worked them, slapped them, the whole deal to get the dents out, to get them as close as possible, to use as minimal filler as I could possibly use. And here, for the doors, I used the little nylon washers behind these. That way I wouldn't scuff this up. And I don't know, it's not just a good idea to keep those in there. I don't know. He may want to go ahead and eventually lock those down, but I don't see it making that big of a difference. And the door still shuts great. And all this stuff you see on here is all compound, if you're wondering what all that white crap is. Needs to be cleaned off. Door shut nice. So, reworked a lot of this stuff in here for the mirrors to fit right. I can't even remember all the stuff I've done to this car, to be honest with you. All these panels were new. The trunk was reworked. Worked the dash. There was dents and stuff in there on the dash and stuff, so worked all that out. Kind of trying to recap a little bit of what I've done. Obviously the quarters are brand new. The inner fender wells are brand new, and I don't know, you can't see in here from, well, there you go. Yeah, all that in there is brand new. Down in here, I sealed, and you probably can't see, that's all sealed with seam sealer, except for the holes where it drain out. So I sealed all that up real good in there. All the welds on the back sides of these were coated in epoxy and then seam sealed over that. Just meticulous. I really went what I feel is above and beyond. If this was my car, I would be extremely happy with it for my standard. So I'm hoping that he feels the same way, and I hope he feels like, you know, I did the very best that I could, because I absolutely did. I put every drop of love I could put into this thing, and treated it as an piece of artwork for me. Now, to some people, this would be, you know, I mean, just figure Michelangelo versus me. You know, I mean, you've got guys out there that can just do amazing artwork. Well, this is what I've got. This is the best I can get. So, you know, you're comparing apples to oranges there. So you've got guys out there that can just take metal and do amazing things with it, and I'm just not to that point. Don't know if I'll ever be to that point. But all I can do is the best I can do, and I feel like I've done that here on this car. And so I hope it's something he can be proud of. It will come back eventually. It may be a few years on down the line. He's putting all new, you know, high dollar suspension and all that kind of stuff, and he's got a badass 6-speed or 5 or 6-speed transmission for it. He's having a motor built for it, and all that stuff takes time and takes money. So he's got to do all that, and you know, unless you're rich, you know, you can just throw down that kind of money. You kind of, just like you and I, we got to, you know, chip away at it. So that's what he's got to do. Now he's got the body work done. So now he's going to get all this thing running, get the interior in it, get out everything. When he gets it, hopefully when I get it back, he drives it back here, or it's able to run and I can pull it in and out or whatever. Literally all I need to do is hit that with either 400 and then 600 wet, or just 600 wet. I mean, it's really nice and straight. I'll just have to see. This is actually sprayed in epoxy, so literally I could sand that down 600, get any kind of little texture out of it, get it nice and, you know, smooth, and then be able to go ahead and spray the paint. That was kind of my goal, to put it in epoxy. That way when he takes it, if it gets touched, fingerprints, anything like that, because that's basically a rubber coating, hopefully it'll clean up real good. So when I get it back, I'll wash it real good with soap and water, then go over the whole car with wax and grease remover, clean it really well, and then start sanding it. So that's my plan. I appreciate all you guys watching and subscribing, and all the help along the way. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys picked up something, maybe how to knot, and you know, on the way, because I tried to give my screw ups as well as everything else, you know. Just trying to be realistic, because a lot of times on TV you don't see that, they don't show you the screw ups. You know, you just see, look how great I am, and it's done deal when you see it. So I tried to show my little boo-boos on the way. You remember I backed into this when I was painting another part, so that's got to be, you know, obviously it's all going to be sanded down. And it does have a few little scuffs and scrapes here, but that's why he wanted it like this. He wanted it like this because if he did, you know, scrape up against it or whatever, we can sand it out, maybe put a little glazing putty, whatever, and going down the road. It's not going to be a major issue as if it was painted, he took it home and then he runs up against it and scratches it. It's going to be a whole lot different situation. So, all right, guys, that's it for me and on this car. And so next project will probably either be the Blazer or that little Honda that my buddy's got. We may tackle that. That shouldn't take 2 or 3 weeks probably for me to hopefully knock that one out. But we'll see how that works out. He's dealing with the insurance company right now, trying to get, you know, things done. So anyway, all right, guys, appreciate you guys watching, subscribing, and again, we'll talk to you next time.